Hello, how are you? This is Craig Beck from StopDrinkingExpert.com, the website that helps people to escape the loop of problem drinking. If you have stumbled across my YouTube channel or my podcast, wherever you're listening to this, look, if you're worried about alcohol, do something about it. Don't be a passenger. Don't just watch all the stuff and then never do anything. Go to the website, StopDrinkingExpert.com. Sign up for today's free quit drinking webinar, and I will give you a copy of my best-selling book, Alcohol Lied to Me, as a free gift. Okay, so today's cryptically titled video is called, If You Need to Stop Drinking, Then You Must Stop Making This Mistake. Before we get into that, apologies, no video last week. I was in the UK on a training course, which was very interesting, but the days were very long. They started kind of 8 in the morning and went on until 7 o'clock at night. So there wasn't really an opportunity to make a video last week. So how do I get into this? Well, look, I've been doing this, 13 years now. And I've noticed there's a pattern. There's a type of person who comes to me for help. I don't think I've ever helped anyone who's come to me saying, Craig, I'm just, I'm the party animal. I'm the guy that likes to party. I love drinking because I'm a party animal. I just love that. That is not the sort of person who comes to me. The sort of person who comes to me has a blessing and a curse at the same time. They have a brain that is just too powerful. It's too creative. And that's the blessing, but it's also the curse. Because when you have a brain like that, you can create masterpieces. You can write, you can paint, you can do whatever your heart desires, and you can be hugely successful beyond people's expectations. That's the blessing. The curse is, if you don't use it, it refuses to sit quietly and let you live your life. If you've got one of these super powerful brains, this is not about academia, by the way. This is just creativity. If you've got one of these super powerful brains, it's like a petulant child living in your head. It's going to kick you. It's going to scream. It's going to have a tantrum. And it's going to cause you a lot of problems unless you keep it constantly engaged. Because what's that saying? Idle hands makes the devil's work, or something like that. Basically, your overpowered brain is going to entertain itself if you don't provide it with the food and nourishment that it is craving. And that will manifest itself as overthinking. Overthinking every little thing that's happening to you. Overthinking the lives of your children. Overthinking your business, your career. Overthinking everything and worrying nonstop. And that's what happens when you fail to entertain your overcreative brain. All right. And so a lot of people come to me having discovered somewhere along the journey this magical liquid that sedates the crazy, petulant child. Nothing has given them a break from this constant noise until they find alcohol. And they find they drink some alcohol and the noise stops, or it slows down briefly. And for a while, and I'm talking, 5, 10 years, that's a good solution. That's a perfect solution. Hard day at work, stressed out, glass of wine, problem solved. But what they find is, as the body becomes resistant to alcohol, they have to start drinking more and more of the stuff to get the same sedating effects. Now, 10 years later, a glass of wine's doing nothing. The petulant child is screaming and kicking and causing all sorts of problems. So now it's a bottle of wine. And because he never gives you a break, this has become a daily activity now. Now it's a bottle of wine a night, or a bottle of whiskey every couple of nights, or whatever it is. And you've started to see the detrimental effects of drinking poison appearing in your life. You can't drink poison continuously and hope to get away with it. It's impossible. So by the time you've got to this point, you've come to me and you've said, Craig, I got to stop drinking because I'm killing myself. I'm destroying my relationship. I'm financially ruined, or whatever, has happened to you because of this nasty narcissistic drug. But you're worried because what are you going to do about the noise if I take alcohol away from you? How are you going to live? How are you going to cope? So the answer is, You gotta stop resisting, okay? Because whatever you resist in this life, you get more of. And that's an unbreakable truth. So you've got to stop trying to push this noise away. You've got to stop trying to get rid of it and make it go away. It will not. It is a part of who you are as a person. And so you've got to stop resisting and start going with the flow. You've got to start accepting, okay, I've got this crazy, powerful brain. It wants to be entertained. Let's entertain it. How do you entertain it? Well, that's kind of your whole purpose in life. This is not about watching Netflix or, hanging out with a group of friends. It needs more than that. It needs some real meat to chew on. So what is your purpose in life? What are you here to do? You came here with this gift that you're not using. And all that will happen if you keep drinking alcohol is you'll get to the end of your life and you will look back with nothing but regret, because you'll still have the ability to assess success based on what you could have achieved. You'll look back on your life and you'll go, I had a brain in my head. I did nothing. I watched Netflix. I hung out with my mates and I drank alcohol. That's what my life added up to. And I'm here to give you the kind of heads up and the slap about the face to say, don't be one of those people that dies with their music still in them, because that's the biggest crime of all. You don't want to be 80 years old on your deathbed looking back at nothing. What was the point of it? What was the point of all that suffering and the misery and the risk and the scary times and the battle and the striving? And your financial success will be of no benefit to you. You won't be there 80 years old with $1 million in the bank going, yes. It won't mean anything to you if you didn't achieve something of significance. So, part of my course and the reason why it works so well is it's an intelligent approach to alcohol addiction. Because in my experience, 99.9% of my members are super intelligent, super successful in other areas of their life, have the intellectual capacity and creativity to do amazing things. And so I treat them like that. Now, this is why I don't like other methods. Doesn't mean they don't work. They just don't work for me. I don't want to go to AA and be told that I'm a terrible, broken person and that I'm so weak and ineffective that I can't even fix my own problem. I have to give it to God and God will fix my problem, because that's the only hope I've got. I'm so stupid. I'm so lacking creativity that I have to give it to somebody else's prescribed notion of an external being that lives in the clouds. That's bullshit. That's bullshit. I've got a brain in my head. I've got creativity. Here's a problem I can absolutely fix if I apply myself in the right direction. You see, as us drinkers, us introverted, very intelligent, very creative drinkers, we have a problem in that life isn't as complicated as we want to make it. We think it's our responsibility to kind of direct life, that without our input into it, it would stop or it would fall apart. And so as a deep thinker, as an overthinker, it's my job to plot and plan and predict everything that could go right and everything that could go wrong. Much more of the latter. I've got to sit up at night thinking about my children's life and thinking about all the obstacles and hurdles that I know that they can encounter. Then I've got to plot a way around each and every single one for them. Because if I don't do that, then disaster will happen. That's what, people who use alcohol as a sedative say to themselves. I've got to think about, I've got to worry about all this. I've got to keep worrying. I've got to keep worrying, because if I don't worry, the world will stop. The truth is, life has a plan. It's going in a direction regardless of what you think and what you want. It has a predetermined outcome. And one of the things you have to stop doing is thinking that you're in charge and you're in control of it. You're not. You have to be at peace with what is. You just have to live rather than direct your own movie. Just be, and have faith that the big stuff will be dealt with. Have faith that there is an order to this life. There is a direction. You know, for the first 9 months of your life, you didn't express a single opinion, and yet still you were born. How did that happen? Because, you know, as we think, nothing happens without us stressing about it and overthinking it and planning it and plotting it, right? So the message of this video is to understand what's really going on here. You've got something in your head that you can't control, and you're desperately trying to put it in a box and make it go quiet. You're desperately trying to shut it up and push it away, breaking the rule that whatever you push away gets stronger. You got to stop and change direction, a full 180 here, and say, I accept it. I accept it. It's a part of me. It's always going to be a part of me. There's no way to silence it. And so I'm going to embrace it. I'm going to give it what it wants. I'm going to dedicate myself to something good, something that enriches me or that enriches society, something that I enjoy, something that I'm passionate about. And people say to me then, well, Craig, what's my purpose then? What am I supposed to be doing? Because I'm working a 9-to-5 job and I've got some money in the bank, but I don't feel like I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. What's your purpose? Well, the answer to that question is, what could you do for the rest of your life every day for no money? There's no financial reward. What could you do every day of your life and love it every single day? Think about that. There will be something that if I said to you, okay, you're financially set for life. You never need to worry about money again. So now you can get up every morning and do one thing for the rest of your life every day. What would it be? That's the question. And the answer is completely varied. You know, for a lot of people, it would be paint. I would paint every day for the rest of my life. I would write poetry. I would help children. I would help animals. I would volunteer at the animal sanctuary. I'd write fiction. I'd write novels. It's something. I'd play golf. I'd go swimming. I'd swim every day. I'd climb mountains. It's different for everyone, but there is something that if you could fast forward to the end of your life and you look back and you went, every day I did that, and wow, I loved every minute of it. That's your purpose. That's your purpose. And the good thing is, it doesn't have to be for the rest of your life. You can change. You can change to something else that enriches you and entertains your overactive brain, but just make sure you're doing something like that. Instead, of working in a job that, it's okay, the boss is a bit of an ass, but, the money's good. And I get weekends off, so and I've got my evenings to watch Netflix. If you carry on like that, this thing's never going to give you a break. And you can take the alcohol out of your life, but you'll still be looking for something else to make the noise stop. You'll start smoking weed, or you'll do something else that's not productive. So I hope that helps. I hope it doesn't confuse things. Don't go overthinking it. All right, just be. Just be. That's the whole point. All right. Thanks for watching. See you next week. And in the meantime, if you're ready to get this poison out of your life, you know what to do. First thing, subscribe to this channel. Second thing, go to stopdrinkingexpert.com and sign up for today's free quit drinking webinar. Thanks a lot. See you soon. Bye.
Discover the world's most successful and respected online quit drinking program today.
It's different to anything you can find out there, and it gives you real mental freedom from the clutches of alcohol.
Craig Beck helps you understand what alcohol does to you, how it works. I always recommend him to anybody.
It's just so worth it. Why did I waste all those years?
Are you finally ready to take action? Your sober journey begins 11 a.m. Sunday. Reserve your space at my next free quit drinking webinar.